Good morning, students. Just coming to objective questions related to rate of change, the concept of rate of change. Here's the problem. If the distance travelled by a particle is x equal to square root of at square plus 2bt plus c, then the acceleration is proportional to 1 by x square 1 by root x 1 by x cube. The distance x follows the relation x equal to square root of at square plus 2bt plus c. Then the acceleration is proportional to. Once x equal to square root of at square plus 2bt plus c, x stands for distance. The velocity is given by ds by dt, where s is here x. So differentiating with respect to x here, dx by dt, velocity is d by dt of the root over at square plus 2bt plus c. Since it is a function of t and taking the derivative with respect to t itself, hence by function of function rule, at first apply the derivative to the root function. For the root function, the derivative is 1 by 2 root of that function plus 2bt plus c into, and d by dt of the function which is under the root. So by the function of function rule, this is for the square root function 1 by 2 root of at square plus 2bt plus c plus d by dt of at square plus 2bt plus c, which is equal to 1 by 2 into square root of at square plus 2bt plus c is x again, because that is x given x, into derivative of at square is 2at plus 2bt is 2b. For t it is 1, hence 2b. For t square it is 2t. So hence we get 2at. For the constant, the derivative is 0. So you can cancel 2. 2 into at plus b by 2x. You can cancel 2. That is dx by dt, velocity. But we are in need of acceleration. The acceleration is d square s by dt square, where s is x here. So acceleration is d square x by dt square. That is d by dt of dx by dt. That means the second derivative of the second order derivative of x with respect to t. That is d square x by dt square, second order derivative. Differentiating of x with respect to t once and again differentiating with respect to t, we get second order derivative. That is d by dt of at plus b by x itself. At plus b by x itself. Apply u by v rule. By u by v rule, coefficient rule, we get x square, denominator square, in the numerator denominator into derivative of the numerator with respect to t minus numerator into derivative of the denominator dx by dt. Derivative of the denominator is x, so hence dx by dt follows. So d by dt of at plus b, d by dt of at plus b is a itself, which is x into a minus of at plus b into dx by dt. Dx by dt is at plus b by x itself by x square, because dx by dt is at plus b by x itself. Now on simplification, x is LCM, so on simplification we get a x square here minus of at plus b whole square by x cube. But a x square, a into x square is a into x square is at square plus 2bt plus c minus of a square t square plus otherwise at plus b whole square by x cube. Now this is a square t square plus 2abt plus ac minus squaring that one, a square t square minus 2abt plus minus b square by x cube. A square t square cancel, 2abt cancel, so that we get ac minus b square by x cube. But ac minus b square is constant here. So the acceleration is some constant by x cube, hence it is directly proportional to 1 by x cube. It is proportional to 1 by x cube. So acceleration is proportional to 1 by x cube, some constant, because ac minus b square, the proportionality constant is ac minus b square. So the right option is D. The second derivative of s, the distance with respect to time, gives us the acceleration. The first derivative of the distance with respect to time gives us the velocity. Here the distance is given as a function of t. Once the distance is given in function of t, ds by dt or dx by dt, where x stands for distance, gives us velocity, and d square x by dt square gives us acceleration. Here the acceleration is straightaway proportional to 1 by x cube, because constant into 1 by x cube. Just finding the second derivative of the given function. Next important one. The equation of motion of a particle p of xy on a plane or given by x equal to 4 plus b cos t, y equal to 5 plus b sin t. Its velocity at a time t is, its velocity at time t is dash. Here the particle is moving on the curve which satisfies by this relation, x equal to 4 plus b cos t, y equal to phi plus b sin t. The x coordinate of the point on the curve is 4 plus b cos t and y coordinate of the point is phi plus b sin t. That means this is the parametric form of the curve. Once the curve is given in its parametric form, we have to find the velocity of the particle which is moving on the curve. For that, once the curve is given in its parametric form, how to find dy by dx? Or dx, if at first given x equal to 4 plus b cos t implies dx by dt. Find dx by dt, the rate of change in x coordinate. Dx by dt is derivative of d by dt of x means 4 plus b cos t. For the constant, the derivative is 0 here. For cos t, the derivative is minus sin t. So, minus b sin t, which is minus b sin t. Now, similarly coming to y coordinate of the point, again given y equal to phi plus b sin t, that implies differentiating with respect to t, dy by dt equal to d by dt of phi plus b sin t. That is, derivative of constant is 0, derivative of sin t is cos t, hence this is b cos t. Now the velocity. Velocity in parametric, once the curve is given in its parametric form. Now velocity. V is, this is our formula, once the curve is given in its parametric form, whereas dx by dt and dy by dt are rate of changes along x axis and y axis. Square root of dx by dt whole square plus dy by dt whole square. The velocity is given by under root rate of change along horizontal line and rate of change along vertical line. That means along x axis and along y axis. The rate of change along x axis here is dx by dt is minus b sin t whole square plus dy by dt is b cos t whole square. Now this is square root of b square into sin square t plus cos square t, which gives us root b square, which is b. Hence the velocity of the particle is bn, which is a constant. That means the particle is moving with uniform velocity b. In case of the curve is given in its parametric form, you have to find the velocity with this formula, v equal to square root of dx by dt whole square plus dy by dt whole square. That means the component of velocity along x axis square plus the component of velocity along y axis square under root gives us velocity. Based on that, v equal to square root of dx by dt whole square plus dy by dt whole square gives us the velocity of the particle moving on the curve, where the equation of the curve is given in its parametric form. Next, problem. If the velocity v of a particle varies as the square of its displacement, its displacement x. Then the acceleration varies. Acceleration varies. Varies as x cube, second one is x square, third one is v square, fourth one is the d is v cube. The acceleration varies according to, otherwise the acceleration is either proportional to x cube or x square or v square or v cube. Here the velocity of the particle v varies as the square of its displacement. Square of the displacement x. That means given velocity v is varies its varies as the square of the displacement. As the square of the displacement means x square itself. Varies as the square of its displacement x. Now acceleration varies. Acceleration varies means dv by dt. Acceleration is d by dt of x square. Oh, wait. Here v varies. That means dv by dt according to some constant into x square. V varies according to x square. Based on x square it will vary. That's why dv by dt is considered as k x square. Now d square v by dt square, that I will consider. D square v by dt square. D by dt of k x square, which is d by dx of k x square into dx by dt. Dx by dt. The velocity v of a particle varies as the square of the displacement. Then the acceleration varies. Okay. Varies as the square of its displacement. Okay. dv by dt is itself for okay, sorry, I am sorry. V equal to kx square, that is correct. This is given. V varies, velocity varies according to the square of the displacement. Now dv by dt, acceleration. Acceleration is d by dt of kx square. That is d by dx of kx square into dx by dt. Dx by dt. Okay. D by dx of kx square. D by dx of kx square is k into, for x square it is 2x into dx by dt. But dx by dt, whereas x is displacement, hence dx by dt is v itself. V itself, dx by dt is v itself. So this is 2kx into v. the acceleration becomes 2kx into v. That is 2kx into v. V stands for velocity. Velocity means kx square. So, which gives us 2k square into x cube. So, acceleration is straight away proportional to x cube because it is a proportional constant. 2k square is proportional constant. Hence, acceleration is proportional to x cube itself. X cube itself. So, the first one is the right option. Velocity v of a particle varies as the square of its displacement. That means v is straight away proportional to square of the displacement. Directly proportional, since directly proportional, I am taking proportionality constant as k. V equal to kx square. Based on that, we can able to show that the acceleration is some constant into x cube, which is directly proportional to x cube. Hence, acceleration is proportional to x cube itself. Acceleration is proportional to x cube itself. That is proportionality symbol. This is proportionality symbol. So, acceleration is proportional to x cube. Based on x cube, it varies. Next, next problem. A particle moves along a line by s equal to t cube by 3 minus 3t square plus 8 by the relation which satisfied s equal to t cube by 3 minus 3t square plus 8t. Then the distance travelled by the particle before it first comes to rest. Rest is a particle moves along a line which satisfies the relation between distance and time, s equal to t cube by 3 minus 3t square plus 8. The distance is given as a function of time t. Then the distance travelled by the particle when it comes to rest, the distance travelled by the particle before it first comes to the rest. So, here given s equal to the relation between distance and time, s equal to t cube by 3 plus 3t square plus 8. According to this relation, the particle is moving. Once the particle comes to rest, it is moving according to certain relation. It comes to rest whenever the velocity becomes 0. Once it comes to rest, the velocity is 0. Velocity is given by ds by dt, that is 0. So, if the particle comes to rest, the velocity is 0. Hence, find ds by dt here. ds by dt is d by dt of t cube by 3 minus 3t square plus 8t. That is 1 by 3 into, for t cube, the derivative with respect to t is 3t square itself, minus 3 into, for t square the derivative is 2t, for 8t the derivative is 8 into 1, derivative of t with respect to t is 1. Hence we get this is t square minus 6t plus 8. If the particle comes to rest, then ds by dt becomes 0, velocity becomes 0. Once it comes to rest, the velocity is 0. Therefore, t square minus 6t plus 8 equal to 0, which may be factorized as t minus 4 into t minus 2 is 0. Hence, either t equal to 2 units or t equal to 4 units, it comes to rest. At every 2 units interval, it comes to rest, t equal to 2 or t equal to 4. So that the distance covered at first means at t equal to 2. So therefore, s at 2, s at t equal to 2, the distance covered by the particle first comes to rest. After initially t equal to 0, the first position where the particle comes to rest is obtained for t equal to 2 itself. In that time period, the distance covered is 2 cube by 3 minus 3 into 2 square plus 8t, that is 8 by 3 minus 12 plus 16, which is 8 by 3 plus 4, which gives us 20 by 3. So the distance covered by the particle whenever it first comes to rest is obtained for t equal to 2 in s, that is 20 by 3 itself. Next problem. If the rate of change in the circumference of a circle is 0.5 centimeter per second, then the rate of change in the area when the circumference is 10 pi centimeters, when the circumference is 10 pi centimeters is the rate of change in the circumference of a circle is given as 1 by 2, 0.5 is 1 by 2 centimeter per second. Then the rate of what is the rate of change in the area when the circumference is given, not the radius, when the circumference is given as 10 pi centimeters. So given here, let S is circumference and A be the area of circle here. Let us consider S be the circumference of the circle and A be the area of the circle. So S takes 2 pi r and A takes pi r square. Now the relation between these two, then A may be written in terms of S, pi into r square. R square is S by 2 pi itself, S by 2 pi whole square. So therefore area in terms of the circumference is given by pi by 4 pi square s square. 1 pi may be cancelled. So 1 by 4 pi into s square. That is the relation between circumference and area of the circle. So A equal to 1 by 4 pi s square. As s varies, here the area varies. That means area is depending on s, whereas the rate of change of the circumference is given. But given here, but ds by dt is given here 0.5 centimeter per second. Hence, dA by dt, the rate of change in area, dA by dt is 1 by 4 pi constant into d by dt of s square. That is 1 by 4 pi into 2s into ds by dt follows, because this is a function of s, taking derivative with respect to s, we get 2s, and s is depending on t, so ds by dt follows. That is s by 2 pi into ds by dt. These two cancel 2 times. Now this should be evaluated at the circumference is 10 pi. That means ds by dt, dA by dt at s equal to 10 pi. 10 pi square centimeters. Circumference 10 pi centimeters. That is given by 10 pi by 2 pi into ds by dt. ds by dt is given half 1 by 2. 0, otherwise 0.5. So pi cancel, 5 cancel, which gives us 5 by 2, that is 2 by 2.5. Since this is change in area, square centimeters per second, square centimeter per second. So once the circumference changes, then automatically the area changes. The relation between circumference and area of the circle is A equal to 1 by 4 pi s square. Based on that, you can able to find the rate of change of area with respect to based on the rate of change of the circumference. That is the problem. No need of taking radius here. Straight away you can able to find a relation between area and circumference, and you can take the differentiation with respect to t on both sides. That gives us the rate of change in the area based on the rate of change in circumference of the circle. Next point. The area of an equilateral triangle. The area of an equilateral triangle of side A is increasing at the rate of 4 square feet or 4 square units per second. The rate at which the perimeter is increasing. Perimeter is increasing. The area of equilateral triangle. The area of equilateral triangle is particularly of side A, is increasing at the rate of 4 square units per second. Then how fast its perimeter increases? That is the question. Let us suppose this is an equilateral triangle of side A. That means this is A, this is A, this is A. Once you drop the perpendicular from vertex to the base, it bisects the base in the equilateral triangle. Hence, this is A by 2 and this is A by 2. Once this is A and this perpendicular is A by 2, this length is A by 2. This is clearly square root of A square minus A square by 4. A square minus A square by 4. You can able to find H. Now area. A is given by half base into height. Base equal to A. Height is the square root of A square minus A square by 4. Totally which gives us root 3 by 4 A square. Area of the equilateral triangle having side A. Now perimeter. Perimeter S is A plus A plus A, 3A. The perimeter is 3A. Now write the perimeter in terms of area. So perimeter, yes, in terms of area, I will write in terms of capital A. That is 3 into capital A is 4A by root 3 under root 3, S square. Take S square. Take S square here. S square is 9 A square. That is 9 into A square in terms of capital A is 4A by root 3. That gives us 4 root 3 A. 4 into 3. 4 into 3 means 12. 12 root 3 A. This is S square, the square of the perimeter. Now differentiating both sides with respect to t. Therefore, d by dt of S square is 12 root 3 into dA by dt. But since it is a function of S and taking derivative with respect to t, at first take the derivative with respect to S and then S with respect to t. That is 12 root 3 into dA by dt. That gives us 2S into ds by dt equal to 2S into ds by dt equal to 12 root 3 into dA by dt. The rate of change of the area. Area is increasing at the rate 4 square. That is 4 here. Since given dA by dt, the rate of change in area is 4 square units in per second. So therefore ds by dt is 2 times, so 24 root 3 by S. ds by dt. Here S stands for perimeter. The rate of change of the perimeter. The rate of change of the perimeter is 24 root 3 by S here. 24 root 3 by S. The rate of change which perimeter is increasing is 24 root 3 by S itself. You can write it in terms of A also. You can write it in terms of A also. Okay. S is 3A. So therefore, ds by dt is 24 root 3 by 3A. That is 8 by root 3 into 1 by A. ds by dt is ds by dt is 8 by root 3 into 1 by A is our required, our required rate of change of the perimeter of the equilateral triangle having side A. So, that is okay, 1 by 4 root 3 by 4 a square. This is root 3 by 2, root 3 by 4 a square, 9 a square. Okay. 4a by root 3 a square, 36, 12 into 3. So, 12 root 3 a square. Okay. Next one. Next one. Next problem. The point on the ellipse, the point on the ellipse 16x square plus 9y square equal to 400, at which the ordinate decreases. This is decreases at the same rate at which the x coordinate increases, at which the x coordinate, ellipsis otherwise, x coordinate increases is the point on the ellipse 16x square plus 9y square equal to 400, at which the ordinate decreases at the same rate at which the x coordinate increases. Let us take an ellipse whose major axis is along x axis and minor axis is along y axis, of course. This is x square by 25 plus y square by 400 by 9 equal to 1. Okay. So, the ellipse is major axis is along y axis because B is more than A. The figure is like this. This is our ellipse. A particle is moving on this ellipse, so that the particle is moving on this ellipse, so that the rate of change of the ordinate, the rate of change of ordinate means the rate of change of y coordinate is same to that of the rate of change of x coordinate. Let us suppose this is the point x comma y, where the rate of change of x, that means the rate of change in this distance, is same to that of the rate of change in y. That means dx by dt equal to once dx by dt equal to dy by dt. You have to find the point x comma y on the ellipse, where the rate of change of x is same to that of the rate of change of y. Given here dx by dt equal to dy by dt, the rate of change of the ordinate means y coordinate, is same to that of the rate of change in x coordinate. That means dx by dt is dy by dt. This is the given data, and given the relation is 16x square plus 9y square equal to 400. 16x square plus 9y square equal to 400. Therefore, that is 9y square equal to 400 minus 16x square. 400 minus 16x square. That is y square equal to 400 minus 16x square by 9. Y takes the value under root 400 minus 16x square by 9, which is nothing but 1 by 3 into root over 400 minus 16x square. Y completely in terms of x. Now differentiating this relation. Now dy by dt is 1/3 of d by dt of root over 400 minus 16x square. Root over 400 minus 16x square, we have to differentiate with respect to t. That is 1 by 3 into d by dt of root over 400 minus 16x square is, for the root function, we get 1 by 2 root of 400 minus 16x square into d by dt of 400 minus 16x square. That is 1 by 3, 3 into 2, 6 into root over 400 minus 16x square into d by dt of constant is 0 minus 16 into derivative of x square with respect to t, 2x into dx by dt. For a derivative of x square with respect to x is 2x, whereas we are taking with respect to t here, hence that is dx by dt follows, which is nothing but minus 32x into dx by dt by 6 into root of 400 minus 16x square. This is dy by dt, but dy by dt is dx by dt, so that you can cancel these two, hence minus 32x by 6 into square root of 400 minus 16x square takes the value 1. Based on that, you can able to find x. Once you get x, you can able to get y. So on simplification, taking cross multiplication and simplification, I will reduce the values here, 2 3 ja and 2 6 ja. Squaring on both sides, we get 256x square, and taking cross multiplication also, we get 9 into 400 minus 16x square. So that gives us that gives us 256x square equal to 3600 minus 69's 144x square. Correcting x square terms, we get 400x square is 3600. X square takes the value, x takes the value plus or minus 3. X equal to plus or minus 3. For x equal to plus or minus 3, you can get the value of y here. So that implies y takes the value 1 by 3 into square root of 400 minus 16 into 3 square. 3 square or minus 3 square is 9. So 1 by 3 into 400 minus this is 144, that is 1 by 3 into 256 under root. 256 under root, that is 60, that is 16 by 3. So the required points are given by plus or minus 3 comma that is 16 by 3 itself. The point on the ellipse, where the rate of change of x coordinate equal to rate of change of y coordinate is given by plus or minus 3 comma 16 by 3. You can take 3 comma 16 by 3 in the first quadrant. Next one. Write y as a function of x and differentiating. So you can cancel dx by dt and dy by dt on both sides and you may get x value. Once you get the x value, you get the y value which satisfies the curve. Next one. Next. Next one. Two parallel sides of a rectangle. Two parallel sides of a rectangle are being lengthened at the rate of 2 centimeters per second. Two parallel sides of a rectangle are being lengthened at the rate of 2 centimeters per second, while the other two parallel sides are shortened in such a way that the area of rectangle is 50 centimeters square. The area of the rectangle is 50 centimeters square. The rate of change of perimeter when the length of increased side the length of increased side is 5 centimeters. Is two parallel sides of rectangle are being lengthened at the rate of 2 centimeters per second, while the other two parallel sides are shortened. That was not given. How fast they are shortened is not given. In such a way, the area of the rectangle is always constant here, 50 centimeters square. So the area always remains same. Once the length, suppose the length is increasing and the width is decreasing, the area remains same here. The once the area is 50 centimeters square is fixed, and the two parallel lines, two parallel sides are increased and another two are shortened. What is the rate of change in the shortened side? That is the question here. The rate of change of perimeter, the rate of change of perimeter when the length of the increased side is 5 centimeters. You have to find the rate of change of the perimeter, perimeter of the rectangle. So given area A equal to 50 centimeters square, fixed, this is fixed, no change in area. Let x be the length and y be the width. Suppose the length is increasing and the width is decreasing here. Let dx by dt. The length is increasing. Length is increasing at the rate of 2 centimeters. Because it is increasing, I am taking positively. Whereas dy by dt is shortened, not given. So in such a case, we have to find the rate of change of perimeter, while the other two parallel sides are shortened here. At what rate they are shortened now is not given, but the area remains same. So in such case, how fast or how in what rate the perimeter changes here? Once the length of increased side x is given as 5 centimeters, that is the problem. So perimeter S is twice to that of x plus y. So that is, I will write the perimeter completely in terms of x, because in what rate y decreases is not given. So completely write perimeter in terms of x, because the area is constant here, that is 2 into x plus y in terms of x is 50 by x, since a equal to xy equal to 50, y equal to 50 by x. Therefore ds by dt, the rate of change of perimeter ds by dt is twice to that of, differentiating with respect to t, we get dx by dt plus derivative of 50 by x is minus 50 by x square into dx by dt itself. With respect to x, for 1 by x with respect to x, the derivative is 1 by minus 1 by x square, and x derivative to be taken with respect to t. That is 2 into 1 minus 50 by x square into dx by dt. This should be evaluated at the length of the increased side is 5. That means x equal to 5. So ds by dt at x equal to 5. At x equal to 5 is 2 into 1 minus 50 by 25 into dx by dt is given 2. This is 2 into 1 minus 2 into 2, which gives us minus 4. So the perimeter here, the perimeter decreases at the rate of 4 centimeters per second. The perimeter decreases at the rate of, decreases in the sense minus, decreases at the rate of 4 centimeters per second.